Hi, I think I got this working. We had kind of a hard time here, but we got it going. Um, so we're working on section 3.4. Let me get that down a little bit here for you. 3.4, one-step inequalities with adding and subtracting. Okay, we want to solve inequalities that involve the adding and subtracting. We want to graph answers to equations, and we want to explain that each problem has infinite solutions. You'll notice there's no vocabulary. So right now we have no vocabulary that we have to worry about for this particular section, which is good. I actually wrote that because I was really having a trouble getting my pen to work, and so I can see that it's working now, so we're good. All right, so we want to find four values of x that make the statement true. So what is this saying? This saying is that my left side here, x plus 10, has to be bigger than or equal to, greater than or equal to 19. Okay, that's greater than greater than 19. So think of some numbers that I could put in here that would be greater than 19. What about 100? Is 100 plus 10, is that greater than or equal to 19? Sure. 110, is that bigger than 19? Yes, it is. Okay. How about 50? Is 50 plus 10, is that greater than or equal to 19? Yes, it is. Yep, 50 works. I can put 50 in there. How about 9? Is 9 plus 10 greater than or equal to 19? Is it? 9 plus 10, that's 19. Is 19 bigger than or equal to 19? The fact that we said equal here means it's true. Yes, it is. Okay. How about 0? What if I put a 0 plus 10? Is that greater than or equal to 19? Is 10 bigger than 19? No. Okay, so 0 doesn't work. So 100 worked, 50 worked, 9 worked, 0 does not work. Okay, how about the second problem? Give me some numbers that if I subtract 3 is smaller than, less than 20. Less than or equal to 20. Okay, so let's think here. What number might work here? How about 3? Is 3 minus 3 less, oh, my pen's not working here, less than, oh, my pen's being kind of a bugger, 20? Is 3 minus 3 less than 20? Oh, that was really bad writing. Let's try that again, shall we? So we'll try that again. Let's try 3. 3 minus 3 less than or equal to 20. That's true. Okay, 3 minus 3 is less than 20. How about 10? 10 minus 3 less than or equal to 20? Well, that's 7. Is 7 less than 20? Yeah, that's true. Okay. How about 50? Let's try 50. 50 minus 3 less than or equal to 20? No, that's false. 50 minus 3 is 47. 47 is not smaller than 20. So 50 doesn't work. We're going to stop there. I don't have any more room to write, so we can't do any more writing. But we can see that unlike when there's an equal sign, if we have an equal sign here, if this was just equal, there's only one answer. It'd be 9. Because 9 plus 10 is 19, and that's the only time it's equal to 19. But when I have this greater than, it means we have a whole bunch of answers at work, and we're going to try and figure out what those answers are. Okay, so let's go move this over a little bit here. Okay, whoop, whoop, whoop. My computer got really little. Let me try to make that bigger. Sorry about that, folks. All right. So we want to try and solve this problem. X plus 10 greater than or equal to 19. Okay. Greater than, bigger than. X plus 10 bigger or equal to 19. Okay, so just like with the equal sign, we can solve these just like it's equal. Okay, we're going to undo plus 10 by, what we're going to do here is we're going to minus 10 to both sides. Okay, so let me come back up here. I've got x plus 10. Ooh, let me erase that here. That came out weird. X plus 10 greater than or equal to 19. And we want to subtract 10 from both sides. We want to undo plus 10. So to undo plus 10, we're going to subtract 10. And I can do that from both sides. Oh, my pen's being kind of a bugger here. What's going on? There you go. Okay, let's see, we can draw that line just like Miss Morrell does the whole time. Okay, we just got to remember that at the very end of our problem, my answer is going to be, hopefully, greater than or equal to something. Okay, what is positive 10 and negative 10? Positive 10 and negative 10 is 0. So this side here, I've got x. I've got x. Oh, my marker's not changing colors here. X plus 0 greater than or equal to 19 minus 10 is 9. Okay, we know that x plus 0 was really x. So x is greater than or equal to 9. Okay, now we have to graph that. Okay, this is saying all numbers bigger or equal to 9. I want to be bigger than 9. So we're going to put 9 over here, and then 10, and 11, and 12, maybe one less than 9 would be 8. And we want to know where we're greater than or equal to 9. Okay? Open or close circle. Closed circle are when you have greater than or equal to. Open circle would be greater than. So we want to close our circle off, which means we want to color it in. That means we're counting the number 9 in our solution. And I want all numbers bigger than 9. Okay, and to the right is bigger. 10 is bigger, 11 is bigger, 12 bigger. Any number under the arrow, any number under the arrow is a solution. Okay, that's what that means. Does 10 work? Sure. If I put a 10 in here, 10 plus 10 is 20. 20 is bigger than 19. If I put a 12, 12 plus 10 is 22. 22 is bigger than 19. Every number underneath there fits, and that's why we draw the arrow, because we have a whole bunch of answers that work. Okay, so let's try and add another one here. Solve and graph the inequality negative 22 greater than or equal to y plus negative 14. Okay, so I want you to notice something here. Right here it says you can flip the whole expression. The reason we do that is, you notice the y over here is on the left side of the equal sign, and when I was up here, my x was on the left. Okay, so I knew x was greater than 9. Here my y is on the right side. And so sometimes to help us out when we're dealing with inequalities, it makes sense to flip the whole expression. What that means is we are going to write, come on here, my pen's not working again. Okay, we're going to write the y plus negative 14 over here, y plus negative 14. I'm going to write the negative 22 over here, and you'll notice my arrow is pointing to the y minus 14 side. I'm sorry, y plus negative 14 side. That arrow's got to still point to the y plus negative 14. Okay, the alligator mouth is open to negative 22. The alligator mouth is open to negative 22. So when you flip the whole fraction, you have to make sure you change the sign too. Okay, now we are going to undo that negative 14 by, and how do you undo a negative 14? You do that by plus 14. Okay, so we're going to plus 14 to both sides. I'm going to do that right here. Plus 14 and plus 14. Okay, so I'm gonna rewrite that up here so I have some room to work here. We've got y plus negative 14 less than or equal to a negative 22. Okay, here it was a greater than sign. 22, negative 22 is bigger than this, which means this is smaller than that. And that's what I have here. This is smaller than negative 22. Okay, we added 14 to both sides, so I'm going to add 14. Whoop. My pen is being a bugger here. I'm going to add 14. Okay, we can pretend we have that little line down here. We just have to remember, I'm going to erase some of that. I don't need that whole area there. Okay, we have to remember that in the very end of the problem, it's going to be less than or equal to. Okay, what is a negative 14 and a positive 14? That's 0. Think of those those chips, those red and black ones. They canceled out. So what I have here is y plus 0 less than or equal to, now, negative 22 and 14. When we have a positive and a negative, we actually have to subtract those. So I'm going to go 22 minus 14. 12 minus 4 is 8. That 2 becomes a 1. My answer is an 8. However, the negative here, there's more power on the negative, so my answer is negative 8. I wrote a negative 9 there. I meant to write a negative 8. So y is less than or equal to negative 8. All numbers smaller than negative 8. Okay, so we know the smaller numbers are this way and the big numbers are this way. If I want all the smaller numbers in negative 8, we have to start right there. So there's negative 8, there's negative 7, negative 9, negative 10. So I'm going to do a closed circle. Again, it's a closed circle because it's less than or equal to, and I'm going to draw my arrow to the left. Okay, and that is our answer there. Y is less than or equal to negative 8, and we graph to the left. Okay, let's go to the next page. Make that bigger. Maybe that's big enough this time. All right. X minus 9 less than negative 14. Again, this means less than. So this side is less than that side. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite that. X minus 9 less than negative 14. Okay, and we undo a negative 9. Miss Morrell always highlighted this, right? Didn't she always highlight that X? That's what we want to get by itself. So that negative 9 is causing us a problem. So we're going to undo a negative 9 by plussing 9 to both sides. So I'm going to plus 9 and I'm going to plus 9. Okay, and when I do that, what's a negative 9 and a positive 9? Negative 9 and positive 9 is my 0. There's my 0 again. That negative and positive cancel out. We still have x over here. So it's x minus 0 less than, my signs are different. Whenever we have different signs, we're going to subtract. We're going to find the difference of those two numbers. Different signs is difference. That's 5. And again, the negative is more powerful than the positive, so it's negative 5. Again, x minus 0 is just x. You don't have to write this step. I just do to show that we get a 0 there. Okay, smaller than 5. Right, now open would be less than, closed would be less than or equal to, and we have just less than. So what that tells me is I want smaller than negative 5, not positive 5, negative 5. And so since I want smaller, I'm going to put negative 5 right there. And I want to make some numbers that are smaller than negative 5. They're going farther away from 0. Negative 4 would be right there. Open circle, because there's no equal to part, and we need the number smaller than negative 5. Last problem. You know, when you do your work, you should probably circle your answer so your teacher can see where it is, and then underneath that you have the graph. Okay, last problem here. Ooh, 92. Less than or equal to. So this is less than. Okay, 92 is less than this side, but this says you can flip the whole fraction. So let's do that. Let's do the j minus negative 15. Okay, we'll put the 92 right there. We'll put a little dot there on the j. Now you'll notice the arrow's pointing to the 92, so I've got to flip the sign, and now it becomes greater than. Okay, so we can flip the whole thing to put my variable on the left side here. That's what we want. We want my variable right there. Okay, we certainly want the variable right there like we always do. And so we move this over here, and we move the 92 that way, and we have to change the direction of the arrow. Okay, so let's write that. We have j minus negative 15 greater than or equal to 92. Now the first thing that I'm going to do on this problem is we're going to change this minus negative 15 to add the opposite. Okay, so what we really have here is j plus 15 bigger than or equal to a 92. And I wrote a 9 here, but I meant to write a 92. Okay, so we're going to undo plus 15, and you undo plus 15 by minusing 15 from both sides. So I'm going to subtract 15. I'm going to subtract 15. Okay. Positive 15, negative 15, that's a 0. So I have j plus 0 greater than or equal to, that's a 12, that becomes an 8. 12 minus 5 is 7. 8 minus 1 is 7. So my answer is j plus 0 is j greater than or equal to 77. Okay, so that's what we have now. J is greater than or equal to 77. Greater than, closed would be greater than or equal to. We have greater than or equal to, so it's going to be closed. And I need the numbers bigger than 77. So I'm going to start with 77 right there. We'll put in 78 right there. I always put a little schnurkel in there. There's 79, maybe 76 right there. And I want a closed circle, and we're going to go to the right. And there we have it. Okay. I said we should circle our answer, so I'm going to circle that. And so that's what we got here at the bottom. We have inequalities involving variables can have an infinite amount of solutions. Infinite means unlimited. Okay. I solve and graph an inequality by using the following steps. What did we do here? Hold on. I need to get rid of something off the bottom of the paper here. Okay. I solve and graph an inequality by using the following steps. Well, what do we do? Make sure put the variable side on the left if necessary. And we did that by flip the inequality. Second thing, undo the operation. Number 3, we draw a number line. We decide the arrow direction. And number 4, we close the circle if less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. And we use open circle if less than or greater than. Okay, so you can now do this next assignment in your on Schoology. Have a great day.